Hey guys, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some Warhammer painting. As you can see today, we've finally done it. She's complete. The Briar Queen herself. As you can see her there with her cohort and all the chain rasps that follow her. This is just my interpretation of it. It's not gospel as per usual. This is just how I've decided to do this version of the model. As always though guys, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below as per usual, and I'll catch you on the other side of this. So as per usual, we've started off with a Corax white base, and then we're using a nice layer of Nilakite oxide over the top, just like we have with Mindborn Banshees and Tomb Banshee before. Once that was dry, all I did was I dry brushed over some Corax white over the top. You can layer this on individually if you want to. Dry brushing is just a hell of a lot faster, in all honesty, but it can sometimes look a bit mucky. Then what I've used is contrast paint Yanden Yellow over the corset that she's wearing. This is to separate her from the Mindborn Banshees and Tomb Banshee that we've painted up before. Once that was dry, all I did was I've applied a layer of shanty bone over the skull, which gives you that nice kind of skull kind of look about it. And then using Retributor armour, picking out things like the metal work on the dagger that she's carrying and the sheath for that dagger as well. And then once that was dry, all I did was applied a layer of Nuln oil. This darkens the metal quite well and gives it that aged look and dilutes that kind of that shine that the gold paint kind of reveals and gives it. And then using another shade, we're using Seraphim Sepia to bring out the depth of her skull. Make sure you get it into the recesses like the eyes and the nose and the mouth. Gives it that kind of nice depth and look to it, a more skull kind of look. Then what we can see we're doing here is painting up that sheath. You can do this any colour you want, but what I've chosen to do is do it corn red, and the same with the handle for the dagger that she's carrying. And now all I'm doing is carefully picking out the gold trim for the crown / tiara that she's wearing. What I wanted to do is leave this a full gold though, because it makes it look a little bit nicer and a little bit brighter. And then very gently a highlight of shanty bone back over the skull. This picks out the highlighted edges. Make sure you don't go into any of the recesses because it will wash the colour out. And then you've got things like the vines. So the vines are woven through her the kind of cloak that she's wearing. So you need to do this quite gently and quite carefully. But all I'm doing is I'm using some dryad bark to go over that kind of woody area and give it a woody look. If you do make a mistake and you do manage to go over the white, just paint back over with white once it's all dry. It may take one or two, it may take a couple of coats though to kind of get it looking back right. And then what I'm using some Gorefall brown over some of the raised highlighted edges for the vines themselves. And this kind of brings out a bit more depth and a bit more of a kind of woody look that you need and you'd generally have on some kind of dried out vines. And then all you can see what I'm doing is using iron rack skin over the flesh of her arms. This gives it that kind of mottled look and muted mottled kind of hue to it. And then same with like the other night hunt that we've done before in that kind of that way. All you do is use some deep skin flesh over the top to highlight things like fingers and raised edges of arms and stuff like that. Then for the flowers themselves, just like we did on the bases for these models, use corn red as a base coat for the flower. Then use, if you want to, you can shade it with Reikland Flesh Shade, which gives it a dark look, which is what I did for her. Then use some Wazdakka red to pick out the edges of petals and stuff like that. And then all I did was I used some War green over the leaves, the kind of greener leaves. Then you use some of the green camo shade shade paint over the top, and then just ever so slight highlight again with War green to bring out the certain edges. And that is generally about it. If you want to add a few more embellishments, you can add a bit more kind of gold to things like the kind of tassels off the back of the headdress, or you can use a bit of silver if you wanted to, or if you really fancy it, you can do green vines. Just add very light layers of green to kind of highlight certain edges. But that's about it with this one. Bit of a shorter, sweet one, a little bit quicker because all the techniques I've done have been in like the banshees and stuff like that we've done before. But let me know what you think, guys. But as always, if you like the video, hit the like button down below, hit subscribe, and drop me a comment. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye now.